Welcome to PostGrad Movies. I'm the Cognitive Gamer.
And I'm cool guy? Is that when I say I'm cool guy?
You are a cool guy, and that's a terrible name. Now that we have that out of the way, we can move on with whatever we do this week, and that is movies, because that's what we do every week, besides trying to take over the world. So, how was your week
How was my week?
of movies and global dominance?
Well, on the global dominance front, I kept on getting thwarted, so we'll go ahead and move past that.
And a great pun for when we talk about Thor. Thwarted. That was like 2 weeks too late, cool guy.
That was an awful pun. Okay. I mean, props to you for coming up with that, because that was pretty good, but it was still awful, is what I'm...
Do I ever do anything not awful?
No.
No, I didn't think so. No.
Okay, so what did I do this week? Well, it was Thanksgiving, so...
Oh, yeah.
That.
Turkey.
Yeah.
Gobbled.
Except for...
Motherfucker.
Except for, I'm in Puerto Rico and vegetarian, so...
So do you just have, like, a plate of fake bacon? Fake turkey bacon or fake turkey? I don't know.
So what we do here, at least my family, is we make something called pasteles. You make kind of like this paste, and you put stuff inside it, whatever type of filling that you want. So it can be meat, it can be turkey, it can be tofu if you really feel like it.
I think they call that a dumpling.
No, wait.
Or a burrito.
So there's the paste, and then you wrap said paste in a palm tree leaf, and you boil it for an hour.
That doesn't sound like a turkey.
That is not a turkey. But yeah, that's what we had. I don't like them, and my family always goes like every single year. All right, every single year, my family, I come back, and they know that I don't like this type of stuff. But every single stupid year, I come back, and they're like, "Oh, but your taste buds, they change. You might like it this year, so you should try it." And every year I'm like, no. Until the moment when they put the thing in front of me and they're like, "You should try it. You don't know if you're going to like it differently." And I'm like, "Okay, fine. Nope, don't like it differently. I guess it's the same as the last 5 years I was here." I'm okay.
Man, you're raging over a stupid palm leaf wrapped dumpling.
I'm okay.
Why does it taste so bad? Is it just bitter because of the palm leaf?
No, it's not. Okay, it's not. For me, it's not about the taste. It's about the consistency. And
got it.
And it ends up being this really strange,
delicious,
kind of mushy. Like what? Okay, so my consistency thing has to do with if it's supposed to be liquid, it's a stupid liquid, and that's what it should be. If it's supposed to be solid, it's a stupid solid, and that's how it's supposed to be. So like yogurt. Like the Greek yogurt type of thing, that's bordering on the edge of I'm not comfortable with it. Because
really, I love Greek yogurt. It's delicious.
I'm not saying it's not delicious. I'm just saying it's the consistency that I don't like.
It's fucking amazing. I love the consistency. I like the weird consistency. How about normal dumplings? Like,
I mean, they're fine.
Okay, how about the ones that are filled with like jelly? So the outside's like a rice and it's kind of hard, and the inside's kind of jelly-like.
That's totally okay because it's two different things. I'm talking about when the consistency is like it took me a while to get into mashed potatoes, like the really soft mashed potatoes.
What?
Yeah.
You're the person who mixed mashed potatoes with their hoo-hot.
Well, that's
Mongolian grill.
That's beside the point.
Give me 25 cents.
That's beside the point. That's after I had done the whole thing-bob of getting over it. So
yeah, I think I kind of agree with you because there's like, have you ever had tres leches cake?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, see, I don't. That's the same thing, right? It's supposed to be cake, and then it's liquidy. Yeah. And it's like
or flan.
And then the milk is like it's like 3 different types of milk. See, flan I'm okay with, but like the 3 types of milk, and I'm like, I don't know why, but the first thought to my head is like, it's like warm milk, because it's a cake. So I'm just like, fuck. It tastes like breast milk, and I don't know why that thought appears to me, because I have no idea what that tastes like. I mean, unless I have like memories of being an infant, but like it's just warm and it just feels weird. And see, I don't like warm milk. It's I was a preschool teacher and we had to serve warm milk to children. Yeah, it's like it's whatever. I wouldn't drink it, but then they'll vomit it up on you, and that's when God, hold on. Baby vomit's the worst.
It is
the worst
because it's always white and you don't know.
Stop. No, I don't think I can take it anymore.
It's okay, just talk it up.
Whew. I don't like vomit. I don't like. That's why
I don't
The
think
Human
anyone likes
Centipede
vomit.
was one of the only movies to make me gag. Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I went to Thanksgiving and whatnots, and then I actually was really, really productive. Yesterday? No, the day before yesterday, when I finished a bazillion videos for our YouTube channel, PostGrad Games. You can check us out by just typing PostGrad Games onto the search bar, and that means that we're covered with videos till next week, which is nice. So
yeah, it also means that we're working on getting sponsored.
Yeah, exactly.
By VPO Games, where you can find all your old, vintage, and pre-owned games. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I'm saying it.
Yeah, we might get a
breast milk.
I
don't think our sponsor would probably like me talking about breast milk and them in the same
VPO
sentence.
Games breast milk.
Their level of customer service is as soothing and wonderful as fresh breast milk. Freshly squeezed breast milk. Okay, all milk is breast milk, though. Okay, that's something we have to get over.
That's true.
Okay, so when I say breast milk, I mean human breast milk, which is weird. I don't know why I'm thinking about this. It's also maybe because I just saw Shoot 'em Up, because it was like randomly on, and you know that scene where the prostitute has breast milk, and the guy's drinking, and you're like, ah, that scene. Oh, that scene, man.
I just love our human condition of going like, nope, that thing coming out of those fun bags isn't okay, and then they kind of look over to the side and they see a cow, and they're like, I can go for that.
Yeah, man, I have enough enzymes to handle that. I could digest that just fine.
Those dangling things on the bottom. I'm getting me some of those.
Oh, jeez. I went to my cousin. It was his second birthday. We went to like a petting zoo, and they had this attraction where you can milk a fake cow, and I thought that was so awkward.
That is.
They have like fake udders on this like water thing, and you could milk it, quote unquote. And I thought that was really weird.
That's gross.
And then a goat ate Lady A's scarf.
Like completely, or just a piece?
It took a big bite of it, and I was like, no! And then he got scared and ran away.
Oh my god. Goats are the worst because you don't even notice that they're there, and all of a sudden you turn around and the goat's there like, this is delicious. And you're like, no! Oh god!
Are there a lot of goats in Puerto Rico? Is that like the main form of transportation? Is that why you'd say that?
No, actually, no, it's cars, but there are
actually, surprisingly, it's vehicles.
No, you'd be surprised because all of a sudden we just get like rows of just horses, just a huge amount of dudes on horses, like car, and all of a sudden clop, and you just see like 10 horses going down the road, and you're like, okay.
Like with people on them, or are these wild? Yeah. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Because like in North Carolina, they have wild horses.
Right, the wild ones.
But I just remember going to vacation there once, and we saw them, and I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, the wild horses along the sandy islands and stuff like that. They're really pretty. Those are really nice.
Yeah. Well, they kept getting hit by cars, so they had to move them.
Oh.
Yeah. Probably some other factors as well.
Right.
So that was your week, huh?
Yeah, that was my week.
So my week, 3 things.
Okay.
First one being, it's finals week next week. So all our major papers and everything are due this week.
Ooh.
That's why I haven't really been making too many videos, because I've been trying to get my literature review done for my thesis. I've been getting a paper on prosopagnosia nailed out. I had 2 stats homeworks. I have tests next week. Pretty much my life has been in this room, which is in a state of decay. I don't think it's ever been this messy. Like, I have broken potato chips on the floor, and I'm just like, no, I'm not sweeping that up today. It's really bad. Maybe. Or maybe the mice can come and eat it. Like my little,
Didn't you get rid of that mouse?
Yeah, they died. It's sad. They were like my buddies, man. Except that feeling of paranoia, like somebody's always there, has left. So, because that's what mice are good at, because they'll like look at you from like a distance, and you're like, I see you, and then you'll wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, oh my god, somebody's watching me. And then you see a mouse run and you're like, ah! And then you try to go back to bed. But I mean, he was like my little comfort buddy. But now he's dead, so it's sad. So that's going on. 2, I found out I am super broke. Like super uber broke.
That's what you get for buying a PS4.
Yeah, but I sold things for the PS4, so that's really not the issue. That might be part of the issue, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, you're right. I probably should have. No, I'm not super uber broke, but it's also Black Friday, and I had to get gifts for everybody. So I got gifts for everybody, not you, cool guy.
And lotion for your bow chicka wow wow left hand. Don't give me that look.
This is what I use.
That is gross. That is gross. Gross.
Let's not talk about it. Okay, let's move on.
Gross. That's
no, it's her favorite type of lotion, so I did get her lotion for Lady A, but it's not for any. This lotion, one, smells like roses, and that's weird to put it on my body in any form, and two, it's really, really thick.
And you're not used to that.
Shut up. I don't know. I just feel I don't know. It's not meant for me. I use like men's lotion for lotion purposes, which is for my dry knuckles and elbows. Jesus. Anyway, so I got gifts for everybody except for you, cool guy, because I don't know what to get you. Your birthday's on Christmas, which is the fucking worst.
Well, so you're telling me.
Right, I mean, just wait a couple weeks so I can get paid. Because they finally figured out my payment, so I'm not getting paid. I was getting paid $600 a month, essentially. And rent's $400 a month. So let's do the math here. That's not enough to live. And they finally figured it out, so now I'm getting paid more. But then I had to buy everybody a Christmas gift, and I transferred a bunch of money because I had to go to Connecticut, and nobody was buying my way, so I had to pay for like gas, travel, and so I had to do that. So I'm broke. But the bright news is I get paid next week, so that's cool.
That's always good.
I had that going for me, I guess. Also, I have to stop spending money, and that's a problem for me. Like I got each of my parents like a $50 gift. I got friends like $20 gifts. $20 to $30 gifts. Like, I blew the budget, man. And also, one night, I was on eBay, but I took a Tylenol PM, and I ordered like $70 worth of stuff in the middle of the night. And there's no coming back from eBay because there's no refunds or anything. I was pissed. I'm like, what? I ordered this? What the? It was a good deal, but come on! I didn't even.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Yeah, like I must have woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning because that's when the thing ended, and was like, "Nope, it's mine," and bid on it. I don't even remember doing that. So anyway, now I'm getting the new Legend of Zelda on 3DS and Killzone Shadowfall for PS4. I got both for $70, which is a hell of a deal. But I didn't have the money. I mean, I have the money, but I don't have the money. Not to mention rent and bills. So anyway, right. I'm still trying to pay off this Mac. Oh, yes, my little Mackie. Yes, who's a good Mac? Who's a good Mac? Who's way too expensive? You are. Yes, you are. I mean, it's like I paid out most of my Mac, so I'm kind of happy about that. So maybe that's why I don't have any money in my bank account. Also.
Yeah, you're freaking Mac.
Yeah, but I need to stop spending money. Cool guy. I'm rambling. What else? I went Black Friday shopping.
And how was that?
That was intense, man.
Yeah.
It was like camping. Get it? Because it was intense.
Yes. Yeah, I got
that. If you have to explain a joke. No, I went to Old Navy first because my mom wanted slippers, and I had to get. They also had to sell dog clothing, so I decided to get Lady A's dog a sweater and gifts because that's what we do in our family.
Right.
So I even had to buy a dog a gift. I got him a cute little sweater. It says Wolf on it, and it's like green and red. Anyway, so I went to Old Navy, and I bought a bunch of stuff. But it was like the most calm, organized Black Friday experience I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah, it was essentially like you stand in the line. The line goes around the entire store. If you see something you want, grab it while you're in the line. Essentially.
Wow.
That's how I did it. So, and it took like an hour to get through the line, but that's not too bad either. So.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
No. But then I went to the mall, and I'm in Connecticut at this time. Holy bananas. It was crazy. One, the line for Target was around the perimeter of the mall, like just aside where Target was. It was huge. There had to be like 500 people in this line. And this was 3 or 4 hours before they opened.
Holy
Yeah.
crap. So you're saying that these people scarfed down Thanksgiving and said, well, going to Target now, and then all left.
I don't even think they had dinner. They pulled, you remember D-Man?
Yeah.
I don't know. And he like skipped Thanksgiving dinner to line up at Best Buy.
Right.
He spent the night Wednesday. He started camping Wednesday, stayed overnight Thursday, and then stayed overnight again, pretty much. Crazy. Crazy. But that's essentially what these people had to do, I think. And there wasn't even that good. What good deals were there? None. Exactly.
I didn't hear of any.
No. I mean, the good deals on TVs, but that doesn't interest me. And it was most of the like big electronics was here's your chance to buy a PlayStation 4 or Xbox One.
We only got 15.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was talking to my friend from GameStop, and he's like, "Yeah, every GameStop is getting exactly 6 consoles."
What?
Yep, 6 PlayStation 4s, maybe each store. That's insanity.
You know what I would have done? I would have grabbed a PS4 and then taken it outside and resold it for a higher value.
Oh, I could have done that with mine. I could have been on eBay and sell it for like 600, but then I wouldn't have a PlayStation 4, and I probably wouldn't have a PlayStation 4 for a while. So I decided to keep it. It's now my little baby. Yes, you are. I have lots of children. Yeah, but the other thing that happened was my cousins ditched me for Black Friday shopping, so I was alone.
Oh, really?
So I was alone in this mall that was filled with prepubescent high schoolers. Okay, I guess they were kind of in the midst of puberty high schoolers, running around being like, "Oh my god, look at all the deals!" Ah! And then I just saw grossness, like human greed at its most primal and intimate setting, like people lining up, people like yelling at each other. But then Hollister had a half-naked man in front of their store.
You mean like
swimming trunks? Like he was wearing swimming trunks outside of Hollister.
Speedo?
Well, he was wearing trunks.
Okay.
But tight trunks. And he was like, "Welcome to Hollister. Please line up here." What the fuck? Like, what? Who does that?
Hollister.
Who hires a person to be shirtless to let people in to the store?
Hollister.
That's great.
American Eagle.
And this got me thinking, I wish that happened more often. But like Victoria's Secret had somebody in lingerie. GameStop had somebody dressed up as Mario. Like that would be pretty sweet if you just had all these mascots getting trampled by people trying to get good deals.
Speaking of trampled, did anyone get trampled? Or did you see any crazy violence?
I didn't go to Walmart this year. Walmart is usually the epicenter of violence, besides like Target, where everybody sprints for the items that they want.
Right.
No, I didn't see much violence at the mall. It was pretty orderly. It was essentially just a bunch of people lining up at the store that they wanted. So it was just crowded. So I decided to go see a movie.
Oh.
Yeah. So I went and saw a movie, and I was actually surprised at the number of people watching a movie at 10 o'clock at night or on Black Friday. So.
Well, actually, speaking of Black Friday, I got a message telling me to tell you something. It says, "Tell COG Gamer that Philly's crime rate has nothing on Baltimore's, because Baltimore has been averaging 1 murder per day throughout November."
Wow.
Which is crazy.
Congrats.
Yeah.
I'm pretty Philly is on that same level. I just don't like to read the reports because it. Actually, last night, oh my god, there's a search helicopter out.
Really?
Yeah, like I live in a pretty decent neighborhood because I'm outside of the city, and on our main like city avenue, which is kind of like College Ave in Fort Collins, there's a search helicopter like with a spotlight and everything, and there's tons of cops. Yeah, I was like, oh, I better get inside. All right. So I heard a helicopter, and I was like, oh, one's just flying overhead. And then it kept going and kept going. So I went outside and search helicopter. I was scared for my life. But yeah, Baltimore is probably way worse than Philly. But at the same time, Philly's really bad.
That's true. Okay, so another thing that we both did, I'm pretty sure, is watched a movie for Thanksgiving, which basically opened up. And to start this movie off, I have a bit of a story. Okay.
Okay. All right. I like stories.
Let's see if you understand what happened here. So I was in line to buy tickets for this movie because it was premiering, and I wanted to make sure that I got tickets early. So all of a sudden, I'm waiting in line, and I'm at the front of the line. And behind me, there's a bunch of freaking prepubescent high schoolers, like you said. And
I think they're best of puberty, but yes.
And all of a sudden, I hear one of them say, "That's Frozen. That's Frozen. That one over there," and they were pointing at the poster for Frozen. And then I hear another girl with them say, "Isn't that the one with the turkeys?" And then all of a sudden, the person goes like, "No, that's not the one with the turkeys." And then the other girl that said that's the one with turkeys goes, "Of course it's the one with the turkeys. It says Thanksgiving right on the poster."
Because it was opening on Thanksgiving. I see your education system is working very well in Puerto Rico.
I facepalmed so hard that my hand went through my forehead.
I was wondering what that scar was from.
Oh my god. I was in shock. You know when there's like a car crash that you're involved in, you don't think, you're like in shock and you just kind of walk back somewhere and then you're not focused on your surroundings at all. That's sort of what happened. I bought my ticket and I don't remember.
How many car crashes have you been in? Oh my god.
I'm just saying, in shock. That's what happened. I bought the ticket and then I went back into the car and I was dumbfounded. And then I told the story and everyone in the car laughed.
Was it Frozen turkeys?
Oh god. Oh god.
So you saw Frozen, I assume?
Yeah, I saw Frozen. Did you see Frozen?
Yeah, I did see Frozen.
Okay.
I did. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But let's give our one sentence review of the movie. So you begin.
No. You go first. You go first.
Why do I? Okay. I thought it was a pleasant family movie with tons of humor. It was well written. It was entertaining, and the songs were wonderful.
Okay, so my one sentence review is very gorgeously animated, a fantastic cast. It was hilarious, especially with the snowman. And the songs were, of course, wonderful.
The songs were so wonderful.
I'm not going to go higher than that.
The songs are so wonderful. Okay.
So yeah, okay. Anyway, let me give the info.
Oh, okay.
Give the info. So on IMDb, it has an 8.1. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's got an 86% with an 87% top critics score. On Metacritic, it's got a 74%. It is directed by Chris Buck and Jennifer Lee. It stars Kristen Bell as Anna, Idna Menzel as Elsa, Jonathan Groff as Kristoff, Josh Gad as Olaf, Santino Fontana as Hans, and Alan Tudyk as Duke, among others. And obviously it's based on a Hans Christian Andersen writing The Snow Queen.
So let's start with the animation. Okay, let me start with my one complaint of the animation.
Okay.
That scene where she's building the ice castle, that was horrendous. I thought it looked terrible. And I don't know if it was because, I don't know why. It just didn't look on par with the rest of the movie for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was gorgeous because it was all the symmetry and stuff like that. And it was perfect ice. It was perfect ice, which was the point. Did
you see it in 3D?
No.
Oh. See, I don't know if it was just like weird 3D going on, but it just didn't look normal. I don't know. It looked like it wasn't complete.
Well, yeah. It might.
I probably have to see it again because when I first saw it, I'm like, this looks like shit. Like, I don't know if it's just because it's supposed to look like that, because it almost looked like the special effects from Beauty and the Beast with the chandeliers, and I'm like, God, I don't know if this is like a throwback to the 90s or whenever Beauty and the Beast came out, or what, but I'm like, this just doesn't look right.
Right.
So that was my one complaint, but everything else was beautiful.
It was
absolutely gorgeous.
The snow animation when people would fall into the snow, it was perfect. Yeah. It was perfect. Yeah. It reminded me of Colorado. Yeah, Colorado powder. That's what it reminded me of.
Totally. And like the close-ups of the snow, you could see like individual grains almost. But then it would go back and forth, which it kind of reminded me of a game, right? In the sense that when you're moving, you can't really see that, but when you stop still and you look at it, you kind of see it. So which makes me wonder, is all the snow all the time rendered like that? Or only in certain scenes where the snow is up close did they render it, which is fine. It's just kind of jolting when you can see it in like the most beautiful snow that somebody spent like 6 months doing on this one scene, and then they're running and it's like, oh, it just kind of looks like a white floor.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's a really small complaint, and that's really, really nitpicky and has nothing to do with the rest of the movie. But it's like in a game where you have like you have the cutscene, and it's the most amazing looking stuff, and then it goes back to an in-game engine. You're like, oh god. So it wasn't that jarring, but it was noticeable.
Yeah. Though, okay, tell me that I'm right, please. The trailer for this movie did not, or at least the American trailer, did not do this movie justice
Not even a little.
all.
It looked crap. It looked like crap.
It looked awful.
Like, yeah, because Lady A, my girlfriend, was super excited that this movie was coming out, so she sent me the trailer, and I'm like, this looks terrible.
Awful. It
Yeah.
looked awful. And you saw the trailer, and the film that you saw, it's almost like the trailer was a trailer for a completely different film. I walked in, and it started with the fantastic and beautiful chants, and I thought, this is going to be good.
Yeah, this is not the same movie I thought it was.
Yeah, this is not the movie that I thought I was walking into. And I was so happy.
Yeah, exactly. It was a pleasant surprise, because that trailer made it look cliche, made it look played out, it made it look
like a normal kids movie, a normal kids movie.
Totally DreamWorks. It was like a DreamWorks trailer for, dare I say, a Pixar level movie. So
right, and then
I mean, not as masterful as Pixar, but then again, I think it was about on par with Brave as far as quality.
Yes,
so,
yeah, definitely.
Not except for as beautiful, but God, I hated Brave though, so I don't know.
I didn't hate Brave, so
I know you didn't. Oh, but fuck that movie. I'm sorry for cursing, but that movie.
Though, admittedly, they had the talent to do it, because Jennifer Lee, who's one of the directors for this film, she wrote the screenplay for Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why it was that type of wit, because you notice that it was a different kind of wit than normal, because Wreck-It Ralph was really specific kind of funny, and this movie was kind of like, because this movie and Wreck-It Ralph was different than Tangled, for instance. The comedy was different.
Yeah, very much so. It was very more self-aware than other previous Disney movies. It was like, oh, why are we singing? I don't know, but it's great, isn't it? And the whole thing where she gets engaged to the prince, she's like, oh, we just met each other, but we're getting engaged. And everybody's like, what are you doing? But in old Disney logic, that would have been totally okay.
Right.
So
that was hilarious.
Oh, that was so great.
Though my favorite song was, for funny's sake, was the freaking Snowman Olaf song.
It totally didn't belong anywhere, but it was so fantastic.
Oh my god, and I love how all of a sudden, like, he's singing, and all of a sudden they're in his song, like normal, random people from around the area appear in the song, and they're just sitting there kind of like with their eyes really big, like, someone's got to tell them.
Somebody has to tell them that the snowman's gonna melt. That this autistic little snowman's gonna melt.
Oh my god.
Wasn't Olaf autistic? I got the feeling he was an autistic snowman.
He was,
because he was like, everything that I believe is true, which is totally autism, like very high functioning, but essentially what I see is automatically true, and if I don't see it, then it's not true. Or like the first thing that I hear is automatically true, like with the whole Sven thing. I'm like, they made an autistic snowman. This little snowman is a hilarious little autistic boy.
I found the snowman way funnier in the movie as well than in the trailer. In the trailer,
he was annoying.
Oh, I hated him.
That was so terrible. Ugh.
Yeah, and also the trailer made it seem, which I mean, I understand why they did it, but it made the elk that they had, that Kristoff had, it made him seem like the horse from Tangled.
Yeah. Well, or like the cliche animal with human traits.
Yeah.
Which, not really. No. He was way more animal than human.
Yeah, and it was
still had some human going on.
Right, but Kristoff was the one giving him the voice, which was different and nice.
Yeah. But I think my favorite song was the one where the trolls were singing, because essentially the whole song was, there's a goalie, but you can still score. Who cares if she's engaged? You can still get her. And like, this was kind of a effed up song.
It's like, we can take care of them. It's fine.
Oh yeah, if you love her, we'll kill the other guy. It's no problem. We're trolls. We have magic powers. It's whatever.
Oh man.
It's like, oh my god, this song. Also, did you catch the Arrested Development references? In one of the songs, she's like, we can finish each other's sandwiches.
Oh, yeah, sandwiches.
Like, what? That's total. Either you stole this joke or it is a reference to Arrested Development.
Yep.
The other one would be where the old guy is dancing at the ball, and he's dancing pretty much exactly like how they dance when they do the chicken thing.
Yep.
And I'm like, did people, either somebody's a huge Arrested Development fan or Arrested Development writers wrote this movie. So And it had like the self-aware part to it, and yeah, it was like a musical Arrested Development Disney combination.
It basically was. Though I really really love the Duke of Wesselton, Duke of Weaseltown, Wesselton. And by the way, the voice of that guy was Wash from Firefly.
Oh,
yep.
The same one as King Candy.
Yep.
From Ralph.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. I love how he can do cartoon voices. Yeah. I think he should get more.
He's so funny, though. His voice really lends itself to comedic ups and downs.
Oh, I love that actor. He's one of my favorites.
Wonderful.
Oh.
Though, admittedly, I really thought that the dancing, or when he bowed the first time and his toupee fell forward.
Yeah. It was great. It was a funny movie.
Oh, man. It was wonderful. It was.
So you didn't see it in 3D?
No, I did not.
I saw it in 3D. And it was you can definitely watch Frozen without the 3D. Like, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
But the beginning sketch or the beginning movie, you had to see in 3D. I don't know how you didn't. The one where they pop out of the screen and everything?
Yeah.
Holy bananas. It was like it was a Disney attraction on screen. It was fantastic.
I totally forgot about it, which I shouldn't have forgotten about it. But holy bejesus, that beginning Disney animation was so good.
It was so good. Oh, it was classic Disney. It was classic cartoons with all the violence and
the udder, the cow's udder. Oh god.
Oh yeah. I'm like, this is slightly inappropriate, but this is totally appropriate for cartoons in the 60s.
I loved when I think his name is Pat, isn't it? The bad guy, or Paul, whatever, one of that.
I don't know.
The big dog guy that's also the antagonist for Goofy. And I love how he's in the car, and all of a sudden Minnie's sitting there, and he goes like, whoop, 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 and you get the dotted line all the way to Minnie, and then Mickey grabs Minnie and puts the cow in the way, and the dotted line just like flops down. Oh.
You should have saw it in 3D. Like, when they're spinning the screen, oh my god, like, the depth that they were able to achieve on screen was amazing, because they're like, it was essentially... the play stage was coming out at you and the screen was in the back, so it was almost you're watching, it was like a movie within a movie type of feeling. Like, if the movie was set on a stage, you totally felt that way, and people were hanging up above and they seemed way closer than the people in the background, and the sense of depth they were able to achieve worked so well. And that's mostly because the screen that they showed the movie on was smaller than the screen that they were trying to show.
Right.
Therefore, you can actually have depth because it goes towards the horizon. So it actually gave you true feelings of this thing is closer because it just is bigger than the things that are smaller on the screen in the middle. It was a sensory wonderland, and especially for somebody who just took sensory perception, I knew why it was working so well. So you have to see, if anything, somehow watch that short in 3D. I don't know how, but you need to. But back to Frozen. It was phenomenal.
It was.
It's a whole new world.
That is the wrong song.
But it really is a whole new era for Disney animations, I feel. Like, Tangled was pretty solid.
Whoa, Tangled was more than pretty solid. Tangled was amazing. I love Tangled.
I love Tangled too, but it was the songs are very lackluster in that one.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the comedy in the songs was solid, when there was comedy. Like, the whole
Okay, Tangled, Wreck-It Ralph, Frozen. In ratings of quality, where would you put them?
I think Wreck-It Ralph is better than Frozen and Tangled, but I think that Frozen and Tangled are right under Wreck-It Ralph, and they're both basically tied. Or Tangled is a tiny bit better than Frozen. Yep.
No, I think Frozen's above Tangled, and Wreck-It Ralph... I'd probably put it on par with Frozen, because they're two different movies, right? Like,
they are.
Wreck-It Ralph is about an old guy finding, like, just care from another human being and from other human beings in general, and it's great, and I'm a bit biased because I love video games, so there's that, especially old school video games. And then Frozen was, I took my two cousins who are sisters, and that movie was amazing for them, because there's never been a movie about the love between two sisters and what could actually happen. And I think they really, really appreciated that. I mean, even at the end with the true love's kiss or whatever, it was from the sister.
Yeah.
And I was like, That's brilliant. I love that. They broke a cliche by using a cliche, and it's great. It was so good.
That beginning part when they were all playing, it was so sweet, and then it hit you right in the feels.
I cried. Did you cry? I cried.
No, I didn't. But I got that hollow feeling in my chest where I was like, I don't like this, guys. We should leave.
It wasn't as bad as Up, but still sad.
I don't think anything can really rival Up, because that thing really destroys you. Up destroys you every time you watch it, every single time. But we're not going there, man. We're not going there.
Frozen was a great movie.
Yeah.
It was a good family movie. It was cute. It was adorable. And yeah, I liked it. It was a pleasant surprise.
So,
I was expecting garbage, and I got
totally not garbage.
Amazing. I'm going to Disney in a couple weeks, and I'm really excited to see Frozen crap all over. I'm hoping. It's right after New Year's too, so.
The songs were phenomenal. I do agree with you. Overall, the songs were better than Tangled, but Tangled's songs, they were, I think the funniest song definitely goes to Frozen with Olaf's song, because that was hilarious. Though a really close second is Rapunzel's song when she finally like goes outside and she's going through the back and forth mood, depression, happiness. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. And then you get the I Have a Dream, where they're all singing in the bar, and the people are like,
Les Mis? Bringing in Les Mis, huh?
No.
I had a dream of days gone by.
No. That's I Dreamed a Dream.
No, the people in the I know.
But yes,
in the bars.
But yeah, the people in the bars, and they're all singing, and then you got the main guy going like, well, they're all singing, you know. But
Flint Rider was awesome.
And him and Rapunzel clicked a lot better than the two main characters from this one, Kristoff and Anna. I do think so. Why?
No, I agree, but at the same time, their relationship was way slower. Because with the one with Rapunzel was, hey, we're going to journey for 3 days. Well, we're in love and we're getting married. While this one, the whole point was, you should take your time choosing a man. And that was the whole thing. It was like, there's definitely something there. It's solid, but, I mean, even at the end of the movie, they were barely ice skating together, and they weren't kissing. Or did they kiss? They kissed a little bit, right? But they weren't like, hey, I'm getting engaged to you, or we're getting married. It was almost like, oh, okay, I think we could start casually dating. And I like that. I like their relationship because it's more realistic, and that was the point of Frozen. As weird as that sounds, Frozen, as far as the human comedy, was because it was set more in reality. Except for the whole sister having magical powers. And the trolls. But seriously, like...
But I do think that the conclusion-wise, like, the song for the lights at the end of Tangled, where both
that was beautiful.
God, no, that song was gorgeous. And then both of them just realizing that they loved each other. It was too much.
I say Frozen's better than Tangled, but Tangled is still really good. Also, I think Frozen could be on Broadway, while I don't think Tangled could. So
I think so. Are you kidding me?
I don't think so.
And that gives you the opportunity for a ton of props, i.e. really long hair.
I think Frozen would be a great Broadway production. I don't know. It even had one of the main actresses from Wicked. She played the Ice Princess, so maybe that's why it felt more Broadway, because it was more Broadway. But yeah, I don't know. So go see it. I think that's the conclusion we can come to.
Freaking
what?
The Elsa's song, the Ice Queen, when she was building her castle, was so good.
It was such a good song, but the animation was, like I said, it was just jarring. But yes, I love that song.
That song.
Oh, I listen to the soundtrack sometimes. It's on Spotify. So I have to watch that scene again. I just have to, because I don't know. I just don't know. So let's move on though. Frozen's great. You should watch it, especially if it's a great date movie. Yep. It's a great family movie. Yep. It's a great friend movie. Maybe I went with my family, like my two cousins. So I don't know. I loved it. It was old Disney magic, and
that's short at the beginning. Oh my god.
You have to see it in 3D though. If you're gonna go watch this movie, see it in 3D just for that short at the beginning, because it'll blow your mind. It was solid, but this takes it to the next level.
By the way,
seriously, it's impressive.
Did you notice that the voice of Mickey in that short was Walt Disney?
Wait, really?
Yep.
I did not notice that.
Yep. It was old Walt Disney. It was
So what do they do? Just recycle his lines?
I'm assuming.
I mean, he doesn't say much.
Yeah, I'm assuming it did. That's what they did. Okay, but yes, go see it. Go see it once. Go see it twice. Take all of your family. It was wonderful. I took my family, and my mom and my dad haven't been to the theater in years, and they loved it.
Can we talk about that? How's it like being lame? My parents see a movie every week, which is probably why I have a love for movies. So,
well, my parents don't.
No, why?
Which is probably why I have a love for movies, because because my mom goes to a movie and she's one of those that, like, the movie opens up and you see a wide landscape a la Brave, where you just see the castle and then, waters and then in the background, little music.
She just starts crying.
And no, worse than that. So it's doing that, and all of a sudden you see a castle, and just my mom goes, "What's that? I don't get it." And I'm like,
I hate people. One of my biggest pet peeves is like when people ask questions in the middle of a movie, like, do you know the answer? Why are they doing that? I don't know. I'm watching the same movie as you.
I don't know, but I'm assuming at some point it'll tell you.
Wait. Does that mean he's actually fighting the aliens when he's not? When he thinks he's not? I'm assuming so. Shut the fuck up.
Oh my god. Okay, this happened. This happened when I went to watch Thor, and I forgot to tell you. So I left the movie, and literally everyone around me, okay, everyone that was walking out was going like, I don't get it. Why was Loki sitting on the throne?
Because he thwarted his plans.
Because he was the guard person. You could see it. You heard the sound, the transfer. He went over. He was oh god. It wouldn't have been clear if they would have added an arrow when he was talking to Odin, saying beep 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 Loki. Oh god.
He was actually the guard person. He was faking gargle. Yeah, I mean, see, I did this. So I went with Cynic, and he never saw the first Thor or the Avengers. So I was like, okay, so let me just set this up for you. Natalie Portman's his girlfriend. I know it's weird. He's from another planet, but he's also a Norse god. Let's go. And I think he followed it pretty well. So.
Oh my god. Okay, so anyway, those are our...
Frozen was great! Yeah, Frozen was fantastic.
Frozen was awesome. Go watch it. Now, moving on to our Netflix movie spotlight, totally not sponsored by Netflix yet. So we decided to go a different route this time.
It's a storm! What? It's a storm! It's a storm of the century!
So yeah, we decided to go a different route this time, and we asked a bunch of people to tell us what the movie that we should watch was from Netflix.
We asked a bunch of listeners.
Yeah, and unanimously, it was really funny, because he did it separately than I did, and the first comment that we received to both of us was Sharknado.
I know. Oh, I know.
So guess what we watched?
Fucking
goddamn it. So Sharknado on IMDb has a 3.4 rating out of 10.
That's not too bad.
On Metacritic, it has 3 reviews, so it doesn't have the 4 to satisfy the overall average Metacritic rating. But the average is 80% on Metacritic. Because all 3 of them give it 80%. No, wait, you're going to love this. And then on Rotten Tomato, it has an 81% with, guess how much the top critic score is?
An 84?
100%!
Wait, how's that possible? Wait, how can I have an 84% if the top critic score is 100%?
It has an 81% overall score with an 100% top critic score. That means all of the top critics gave it a fresh rating, whereas if you include other critics from other places, they didn't give it a good rating. So
I wonder why.
And okay, okay, these people travel in packs, okay? So I'm going to read to you basically almost the entire cast of Sharknado with at least one movie that they were in before. Okay, so it was directed by Anthony C. Ferrante, who also directed Headless Horseman and Scream of the Banshee.
That sounds like a good movie.
There is Ian Ziegling, who was the main character, and he was also in The Legend of Awesomus Maximus and Lava Storm.
Sounds like weird pornos.
Tara Reid she's a really big actress. She was in The Big Lebowski, American Pie, Van Wilder, so she doesn't really fulfill.
She was a big actress, not anymore.
Right. Well, I mean, you wouldn't think of her to be in this movie, but that's beside the point. Yes, and then you have John Hurt, who's also someone that you wouldn't expect to be in this movie because he was one of the people from Home Alone. I mean, again, he was a big actor, but not anymore. Then you get Casey Servo, and she was in Bring It On, In It to Win It. Then you got Jason Simmons, who was in The Bering Sea Beast, and also Frankenstein Reborn. And Alex Arillo.
Wait, Reborn or Reboard?
No, Frankenstein Reborn. Come on.
Oh, Reborn. I thought you said Reborn, and I was like, he reboarded? Like he got back on a ship?
No, yeah.
Admiral Frankenstein, welcome back to the SS Lovely Bone.
Oh my god.
I don't know why I said Lovely Bones. That's weird.
But yes, Alex Arillo, who was in The Haunting of Whaley House, Neil H. Burko, who was in Zombie Apocalypse, Heather Jocelyn, which was in
Corpse. That's a sci-fi movie.
Yep. Yeah, all of these are TV movies, dude. That's why they also have really cliche names.
Okay.
Yeah, Heather is in Corpse Run and The Mark Redemption.
Wait. Corpse Run? Is that like a weird Cool Runnings but with zombies?
I have no idea.
Yo, man! We gotta get these zombies out of the way to win the bobsled race! Yeah, man!
Wow. Thank you for that.
John Candy's there like, I ate too many hams! And now I'm dead.
Diane Chambers was in Zombie Night. Julie McCulloch, or whatever her name is, was in 2012 Ice Age. And Sumiko Braun was in Organized Chaos. So, yes, all of these people travel together in packs, doing crappy TV movies, and it's hilarious. So, okay.
I think they're also Red Box specials, or the Netflix farts.
Right.
Kind of like this one.
Okay,
so...
One sentence.
If you watch this sober, you're gonna have a bad time.
I'm gonna give you the quote that they have on the poster, because I think that's legitimately my one sentence review. Sharknado. Enough said.
I saw that on the poster, and it just made me hate it more. Okay, so this is a movie trying to be a bad movie, and I think it fails to be a bad movie. I think it just fails to be a movie. No. This is a movie that they set out to...
Yeah.
People don't sit down and be like, Sharknado, that's a great idea. Let's do it. They're going to mix Twister with sharks, because why not? And I think they succeeded. And of course, it was bad acting. It was bad writing. It was meant to be bad, though. This was a movie meant to be bad, to get that bad cult following. But I think it even fails to do that on levels. Because movies that are purposely so bad that they're good are because they're trying to be good and fail miserably, I feel.
That's true.
This one was written to be just bad and fails at trying to be bad, not because it's good, just because it's just onomatopoeia is the only way to describe this movie, with it doesn't deserve real words.
Oh my god. Okay, so
like that GRE word I threw in there, onomatopoeia. So what do you think of Sharknado?
So I'm going to refrain from two things. Number one, I'm going to stop or not talk about shark biology.
Oh, why not? I was going to ask you, is the science behind this so?
No, God, no. No.
I feel like that's the only way we can make this segment awesome, is that if you just talk about how scientifically inaccurate this movie was.
It was so scientifically inaccurate. Oh my
Why?
god. Oh my god.
Let's talk about shark biology. Well, let's do it. Let's educate the people.
So they were talking about the whole, getting picked up and raining animals on people and stuff like that. But that's only happened with small animals. It's rained frogs before in South America, if I'm not mistaken. And it's also rained fish. And that is true. It's because they got lifted up by some sort of weather phenomena and they got dropped. I mean, that is how it works. But this entire movie, I don't even know where to start. That's how.
All right, let's start with is it possible for sharks to get picked up by a tornado inland and have them rain on people so perfectly that they eat them?
We're gonna go with no on that one.
Okay.
I mean, if the sharks are already there, they could get picked up by a tornado, but there's no way that they're gonna stay alive in a tornado.
Okay.
It's not like the cow flying by them in Twister, like moo. Oh, the cow's still alive. That's nice. Like that's not how it works. Yeah.
So you're telling me the cow would have died?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because of the fact that there's so much debris inside a Twister that they would have gotten impaled immediately.
So these sharks, yeah, I did wonder about that. Like, why wasn't there debris in the tornadoes, but the sharks were?
There was no debris. It was all sharks.
Is it possible to destroy a tornado via bomb?
I mean, if the bomb is big enough, yeah, I can see that happening. But there is no way that they could have fashioned a do-it-yourself bomb like that and then have it knock out tornadoes, which they previously said were EF5s, which props to them for not saying it was an F5. Props to them for using the new method, which is EF5.
Wait.
At least on one...
Tornadoes?
Yeah,
scales?
Yeah, the category of tornadoes. It changed from a normal F scale to an EF scale for a bunch of different reasons that I'm not going to get into. But props to them for using the new scale.
So it is possible to destroy a tornado via bomb.
I mean, yeah, like I said, if the bomb is big enough, I don't see why not. As long as you disturb the air current, that doesn't mean that the tornado won't reform a little bit farther back. But it is definitely possible. Not with the bombs they had. Definitely not with the bombs they had.
Oh, that's actually interesting. I thought you were going to say hell no, but there we go. Okay.
I would think so. Again, I am not a meteorologist, but I would say that I can see that happening because what they were saying is true. It's the combination of air flowing up and down and spinning around. That's how it works. So if you disrupt that airflow for long enough with an explosion and a shockwave, I don't see why you couldn't stop a tornado like that.
I guess it's kind of true. You know, when you like tape two soda bottles together and then you can kind of spin it and you have that little tornado thing. If you put a bomb in that, it totally blows up the soda can. So
exactly. QED, tornadoes can be destroyed with bombs. Yeah, no, I agree.
All right.
Just scale it up.
Okay. How about all the sharks? Is it possible to have a pod of 20,000 sharks?
Yes.
In one area?
Yes. And I'll tell you why. The pods from stuff like hammerhead sharks, the giant groupings of hammerhead sharks, have been observed to number in the hundreds or thousands of individuals. It's crazy. It's crazy. And when they migrate together, wow, it's insane. But the fact that they had so many different sharks, it was like...
Right, I feel like that's the unrealistic part.
It was every single shark just randomly showing up to this area, then getting washed ashore, and this is the worst part. Sharks live in the ocean because it's salt water. There's only the bull shark, for instance, which can swim from salt water to fresh water. Every other shark and fish would die if it's in fresh water. What does that mean? As soon as they get washed in and the salt water mixes with fresh water, it forms brackish water, which doesn't have enough salt to keep the sharks alive. So all of the sharks in the town that were bursting out of the sewers would have died. It would have been just shark corpses all over the place.
I think that would have been way funnier if the sharks weren't alive and raining on people. It was just like, dead shark. Dead shark. Also, when they hit the ground, they don't explode. I feel like if a shark got thrown out of a tornado, they would just explode on impact.
I would think so too. Yep.
Or at least not be alive to eat people.
Right, at least break into pieces or something like that. No, I completely agree. But see, the problem with that is that they were assuming that the shark had a skeleton inside. Sharks do not have bones.
Right. Sharks, they have an exoskeleton.
No. Well, I mean, seeing this movie's special effects, I think that's what they were going for. But so when they
they have cartilage, right? They have a cartilage.
Yeah, they're cartilaginous fish, so they basically have cartilage as bones. They don't have bones like we do, and it was really awful because when the shark was inside, putting its head in through the little sunroof or whatever, and they shot it with the shotgun, the shark flew back and landed, and it had a skull. It was a bone. It was a bone. It wasn't even anatomically correct, and it was a skull. It was a skull.
Okay, they filmed this movie like it was a zombie movie, but with sharks instead. Like the first half was essentially a zombie movie, but instead of zombies, they were sharks, and the second half of the movie was Twister. It's like they took two different films and mushed them together, and it was stupid. Also, can a shark eat a person like linguine? Because every time a shark ate somebody, because of the terrible special effects, it wasn't just like nom,
It was like
nom. It was like, and they just ate the whole person, and I'm like, that doesn't seem right.
no. What sharks will do is they'll bite you and then they'll shake and rip you to shreds.
Right. Yeah.
No,
I mean, people who die from sharks is not because they get swallowed whole. It's because
of
they
blood loss.
Right, and massive chunks of body missing.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. Oh, also, they said, get this. They said the eye of Hurricane David is pounding LA. And I have to stop you there because the eye of a hurricane is the calmest area. I mean, the walls of the eye, as soon as you go into the wall area, that has the most violent winds. But you can't say the eye is pounding LA, because if the eye is right over Los Angeles, that means that you have a giant area of calmness, because that's where the hot air is rising really slowly and pushing all of
the... Is that really your main complaint about this movie? About sharks that are on land and somehow can attack cars and rip through cars? And your one complaint is the fact that they said the eye of a hurricane is pounding LA?
No, my complaint is also the fact that this guy had a full set of climbing gear in California in his car, because his motto is always be prepared.
Well, yes. Yes. And his name was Finn.
I'm always prepared. Bum, 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 bum. All of a sudden, you just see him pulling out all of this climbing gear out of nowhere.
Did you also love how somehow the divorced family got back together from this, and the sharks eliminated every single new partner? This is my new husband. Oh, he got eaten by a shark. Oh, that waitress who got pregnant? Oh, she got eaten by a shark.
Oh my God! Did you or did you not love that part when he jumps with the chainsaw straight into the shark's mouth? Then comes out of the shark, and I was like, I knew it. I was like, he's totally gonna come out of the shark. That's how it's gonna work. But all of a sudden, he comes out of the shark, and then he goes like, Rah! And he puts his hand back in and pulls her out. At that moment, I was like, oh man, yeah, woo! He pulled her out. What? It was the same shark. This movie's awesome.
See, it's moments like that where it's totally fine. But at the same time, when you're sober, you're just like, oh, I have too much. I should be writing my thesis. And you're just loathing this hour and a half. So like I said, if you can get a group of people together and you play a drinking game during this movie, I say that is the best way to enjoy this movie, with a lot of people and with a lot of alcohol. I mean, that's how we watched Giant Shark versus Mega Octopus. No, Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus. Was lots of people and lots of alcohol, and it was awesome. It was so much fun. Oh, the acting was great in both those films.
Oh, God. Oh. Right. Here's another one. Did you notice that whenever they had sharks just around, like in the tunnel, for example, when the tunnel was flooding, all of a sudden they show a freaking shark, a shot of a shark in the ocean, like National Geographic shot, eating something and then going away, or showing a shark with the two fishes alongside of it.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Just shots from the ocean and then reusing it throughout the movie. The same shot. Oh my God!
I know. Did they ever say shark? They said Sharknado like once, right? In this movie. I think they did, but I don't remember if they did.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just my memory of being like, I hope they do. But... All right, so that was Sharknado.
Wait a second.
Oh God, there's more.
I'm gonna read some of my notes. I wrote. Okay. So here we go. My notes were: dad intro, Doze effects, quintessential beach scene with sexy ladies, that rolling Ferris wheel, random shots of sharks from the ocean, windshield wiper noise not timed right.
Really?
Yes. I'm glad the letters in Hollywood all conveniently flew towards our fearless children rescuers. That makes for good entertainment. How the hell is LA still full of people all driving around like nothing's going on? Today I learned leaking gas means your car will explode.
Yeah, that part was ridiculous. Oh my God, get away from the car leaking gas! And then it just explodes.
Ha. Movie cars for rent. Ha. Helicopter survived tornado. Score. We're gonna fight. That was his line. We're gonna fight. The tornado?
Right, yeah. Yes, a tornado. That was obvious.
He's shooting sharks with a handgun in a tornado. He's shooting sharks with a handgun in a tornado.
He shot the shark out of midair with a handgun that was going for a helicopter. That was ridiculous.
I don't even know.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of the car, by the way, what was the point of the spikes in the front? I mean, it killed 0 sharks. In fact, it killed more humans than it killed sharks. Okay, just okay. Keep going. I get that, but still.
Okay, I'm gonna read you a couple of quotes. It just wanted a snack. I don't think they like Vegemite.
Oh.
When the shark eats the boyfriend or whatever,
right,
from his ex, I guess it's that time of the month. Why is there a retirement home next to an airport? Because old people can't hear. Most useless scene ever. That was its own scene. Just to consider that line.
They did that a lot in this movie. Did you like the scene at the very beginning when they're walking on the beach and the intro credits are happening, which had no relation to the rest of the movie, and they're just walking, and then it cuts to the ocean, and then to them walking while intro credits are happening, and they're still talking while there's intro credits on the screen at the same time. One, you don't do that. You don't have quick cuts like that when there's text on the screen. And then there's that surfer girl, which I don't know the point of her was, besides stretching half naked for 20 minutes before going surfing.
By a shark.
Right, but come on. They're like, the scenery is good today, and she's just like, yeah, man, I'm gonna surf with you later after I stretch for 5 hours.
Honestly, I can say that reading all of these notes that I was taking, what I was thinking throughout the movie, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was so stupid.
In retrospect, talking about the movie is way better than actually watching the movie.
That's how most B movies work. Watching it is kind of awful most of the time, but it's talking about it afterwards where you start laughing and realizing how awful it was, and then you're like, I should see it again with people, or I should show
totally. I would totally watch this movie again with a group of people and a handle of brunettes, because that's all it deserves.
Okay, so I think we're done. If you're gonna watch this movie, definitely watch it with.
The songs were solid though in Sharknado. It's a shark, it's a shark, it's a shark, it's a shark, shark attack. I'm kidding. There are 0 songs in Shark. Oh my god, we should make the musical of Sharknado. There's a twister over LA, and it's combining with the sharks. Oh my god!
I am just a surfer. Why do I have to be a hero?
Finn is gonna finish this fight. Finish the fight, Finn.
Finn, what are you gonna do? I don't know. I think I'm gonna finish the fight. And then they all look up, and then it's just all of them together, like quartet style. Note a little bit lower, and then hit the note again. They go like, Sharknado. Oh, God.
Sharknado. Sharknado. Finish the fight.
That would totally be a song. Oh my god, I can see it now. A montage with them building all of the bombs, or to the almost to the tune of the Tangled song when she's singing about what she does every day.
Right.
Like, and painting and reading and read a book and then maybe 2 or 3 more, like that type of thing.
Yeah.
Grab all the bombs and we will make a giant tornado, like that type of thing.
Pray for life. Oh my god, are those sharks? Who the hell cares? I think there has to be a whole entire song irrelevant to the rest of the plot. Like,
I think
old people can hear planes, and that's why they're next to the airport.
I think the best song would be with the old guy that was hitting on the waitress the entire time. Right before he gets eaten by a shark, the shark is slowly coming towards him, and it's just an entire song of him saying goodbye. Like
I saved a dog, and it would cost me my life. I grabbed the waitress's butt too many times. Her name was Nova because she hates her past.
Like link that song, something similar to what you were just doing. Link that with isn't it from Sound of Music, the Goodbye song?
Oh, totally.
And then link those two together. And I think you have the perfect goodbye song. And also link it with My Friends from Sweeney Todd. So it could be like, these were my friends. We fought sharks.
I think it could be like D, doe, a shark, a female shark, Ray, a drop of golden shark, and you just take all the musical tunes and
just
you
put
drop
shark. Just drop shark.
That'd be even better.
Oh my god.
I took the shark of Shark Gone By.
A whole new shark, and that's for they do that in Sharktopus. A whole new shark.
Are they making a Sharknado 2?
Yes. He wasn't even done filming when he started writing Sharknado 2.
Why? All right, so the news. What's going on?
So we're gonna move on now to new on DVD and Blu-ray and theaters. New to DVD and Blu-ray is The Wolverine, which we did a podcast on, so you should check that out. The Mortal Instruments, City of Bones, which we offhandedly mentioned in one of our podcasts, and you should not watch.
They should listen to
that. The Smurfs 2, which we also kind of mentioned offhandedly in one of our podcasts, and you shouldn't watch. Drinking.
Well, you should listen to our podcast. You should listen to a podcast. I'm King Candy.
Okay, so we will read it in King Candy's voice. Drinking buddies. Good old Freda.
When you hit a guy with glasses, you hit a guy with glasses. Clever.
God, so good. But yeah, Drinking Buddies and good old Freda. So those are pretty cool. And in theaters, we have Out of the Furnace, The Last Days on Mars, Crave, Swerve, White Reindeer, and also #X acts. So I'm assuming they wanted to say sex acts.
Swerve. YOLO.
#sex acts. #Sharknado. #musical. #Broadway.
Off Broadway. Let's do this.
#off Broadway.
Hashtag
independent production.
Yeah. Writing it now.
Writer's strike won't stop us.
King Candy.
God.
Okay.
Okay. We're moving on to news.
What's going on in the news?
Well,
my gut dropped buttons. You monster. Okay. Seriously, what's going on in the news?
You seriously want me to speak like King Candy?
No, just...
Because I can do it, no problem.
Oh, God.
No. So we have Flash and Wonder Woman are going to make appearances / cameos in Man of Steel 2, and Wonder Woman was cast as Gal Gadot.
Right, from the Fast and the Furious series.
Exactly. Yay.
I don't think she looks Wonder Woman-y, no.
She looks more Catwoman-y, honestly.
Yeah, I mean... Wonder Woman is Amazonian, which means she's not skinny.
Exactly.
She's beefy.
And she needs big hips.
Full of freedom and truth and justice. And she does not look like that. But I mean, let's look at the other castings they have here. Ben Affleck as Batman. Yeah. Who's playing Flash?
They don't know. They just confirmed that Flash might make an appearance or a cameo.
Probably Vince Vaughn, with the way the casting's going so far.
I would not go anywhere near that movie.
Oh, I would totally watch it just for that. Yo, I'm Flash. Whatever. I'm Vince Vaughn. I mean Flash.
You just have Batman and Superman fighting, and they both land right next to Flash, and Flash is like, okay, listen, guys, I don't know why you guys are fighting, but I mean, I would try and start working together or something with both of you guys, because that'd be really nice. And I mean, no, don't interrupt me right now. I'm trying to talk right now. I mean, I would just say that's what I think. That's what I think that we should do. We should all just get along, because that's exactly how Vince Vaughn does comedy, and it's awful.
Hey, do you want to see me run to that building and back really fast? I can. Here, watch. I'm back. I brought a churro. It's delicious. I love churros. I'm Vince Vaughn. Flash. I mean, I make shitty movies.
Oh, God. Anyway, next bit of news is a study conducted showed that about 70% of all American silent films have been lost, according to the Library of Congress.
That's really sad.
Yeah.
Lost how?
It's just like, you remember that silent film where, I forgot what it's called, where the spaceship crashes into the moon's eye?
Yeah, like the very first movie ever.
Yep.
the original print is gone.
I mean, that's the type of stuff that they've been finding. So it's really sad.
Film like that, because of the film it was filmed on, actually deteriorates over time. So it could just be due to that, and especially if it's in not pristine conditions, it just essentially evaporates. So I mean, luckily there's digital copies of most of these films. Like you can go watch that film with the moon hitting the rocket ship hitting the moon's eye on YouTube. It's also the entire plot of Hugo.
Right.
So, man, Hugo was interesting. It was two movies. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. That's too sad. That's too sad. That's too bad, and it is also sad.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so next bit of news is that the movie Her was named the best film of the year by the National Board of Review. So.
What is that? I've never heard of that.
Never heard of Her?
I've never heard of Her. Who's Her?
So Her it's a Spike Jonze film, which stars Joaquin Phoenix, and it's talking about that movie is.
Oh, is this the one where he falls in love with
the phone? With the phone.
Yeah, I totally want to see that because that looks crazy.
Yep. So I mean, Spike Jonze also he directed Where the Wild Things Are and Being John Malkovich, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I think.
And Joaquin Phoenix is phenomenal.
I actually had this conversation essentially in a philosophical type of setting, because is it possible to essentially a Turing test, right? This machine can pass a Turing test, and therefore, is it technically human because it has human intelligence?
Right.
So therefore, could you have human emotions with something classified technically as a human?
Well, I mean, just because it passes the Turing test doesn't mean that it is human.
It's convincingly human.
Yeah, it's just convincingly human to the point where you wouldn't necessarily know that it was a computer or a technology.
Right, exactly.
But that doesn't mean that it's a human.
Okay, I get that. But just if it's convincingly enough as a human, does that mean it can convey human emotion? And I mean, that's the entire plot of the story, right?
I'm assuming it's something of that ilk.
I don't know. Joaquin Phoenix is a great actor, apparently, according to people. I still haven't seen The Master, so
right.
I really want to. I heard it's phenomenal.
Also, Walk the Line. He was in Walk the Line, and he was also the evil in Signs, and he was also the evil guy, the Emperor in Gladiator.
Yes, he was.
That's probably where you know him.
But I mean, in a dramatic role. I haven't seen him in a dramatic role.
But yes, a little bit extra news that has to do with Frozen is that in a quaint little Florida theater, during a showing of Frozen, apparently there were a bunch of kids there. Everyone was excited to see Frozen, and then they showed the Nymphomaniac trailer. Do you know what Nymphomaniac is?
I know what a Nymphomaniac is, but I don't. What is the movie?
Okay, wait a second. We're taking it apart right now because I'm going to show him the trailer.
Okay.
And he's going to give his reaction. Okay, and we're back. So give us what you thought.
That was explicit. That was hardcore pornography in trailer form for a movie. I mean, children should not be watching that in any context. How? Like, that has to be a Red Band trailer, right?
No, dude. Lars von Trier is one of these directors that has become really well known for creating really explicit and messed up sexually movies. So one of the other movies that he did was this movie about guys that pretend to be mentally handicapped and go around having sex with women because the women feel bad for them, so they just have sex with them.
What was that movie called?
I don't remember. But he also did Antichrist, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
But yeah, he did Antichrist, and that movie, the way that they actually show full penetration in that movie. So
yeah,
legit.
In the trailer, they showed that.
Yeah, and what the way they do it is they use porn actors and they superimpose on them, or they just use the porn actors as stand-ins for close-up shots. But it's legitimate porn. It is legitimate.
Yeah, it's porn. This movie was porn. It doesn't even look like it has a good story to it.
It's just messed up. It's just
yeah.
That's what he does. He's become really well known for creating messed up stories.
But like, I would almost be offended to see that trailer before a normal rated R movie.
I would feel awkward. I'd be sitting there like.
I mean, I felt really awkward seeing Old Boy by myself, which you can listen to a special PostGrad movies production. We're doing an extra. It's going to be a special where we just talk about Old Boy and
the original. But we'll get there.
But I mean, like, I felt awkward, but at the same time, Like, if I was expecting Frozen and that trailer came on, I would be disgusted.
Right.
I would be disgusted that trailer came on before The Old Boy. So, how can you get away with a green brand for that? Maybe saying it's only getting shown in select theaters or something.
It's Lars von Trier. I don't know. He does. It's his thing. So
how did they accidentally show this commercial?
I have no clue. They were like, "Whoops."
Okay, that's too bad. I mean, I think it's almost grounds for being sued. So
yeah,
like legal action. Like if you can show that your kid is emotionally disturbed after that, I think you could probably sue them. Yeah,
definitely.
So that's too bad.
Yeah. So anyway,
if I had I would be really mad if I had a child and I accidentally saw that.
Yep. Okay, so moving on from really terrifying news to slightly better news. A Ron Burgundy Scotch is going to launch soon.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to get
Scotch.
Crunk with a mustache.
Wait, is there really a mustache on the bottle?
I would assume. So. I would assume.
I want it then.
So anyway, other news is
when does it launch so I can get a bottle?
I have no idea when it launches, but it's they're just saying that it's going to launch soon. I'm assuming it's going to be before Anchorman 2 shows up.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Also with the movie, we'll see how it goes. So anyway, next bit is that American Hustle is getting phenomenal early reviews. That's the one with freaking
it's
Jennifer Lawrence and all
Amy
those.
Adams has Chris Bale and Bradley Cooper.
Exactly, all of those people. It's getting great early reviews, and apparently it beat 12 Years a Slave for Best Picture and Best Screenplay at the New York FCC, so the New York Film Critics Circle.
Wow, that's surprising.
But then again, I think it might be one of those things where they just want to generate headlines by saying we choose this one instead of that one. Because, it's going to make a headline if someone says, that one really crazy movie about slavery is totally not as good as this one, and everyone's going to get up in arms and start defending 12 Years, So.
Well, American Hustle seems edgier in its cinematography, which usually film critics usually like a little bit more. Because 12 Years a Slave does cinematography masterfully, but it doesn't push it. So essentially, 12 Years a Slave is the film that every film school student should watch because it's pretty much what you'll learn in film school. I don't know if that's accurate because I've never been to film school, but I'm assuming. While American Hustle will probably be more edgier and use maybe new techniques or obscure techniques or so on and so forth. So.
Well, we'll see it when it comes out.
Yeah, when it comes out. When does it come out?
No idea.
Okay, good job.
Really good. I do my research.
It's pretty soon. Pretty
soon, fellas. Pretty soon here. Yes, and we also have one last bit of news, which is that CBS Films is planning a The Mummy reboot, and they also... I know, I'm not going to talk about that.
Actually, I liked the first Mummy, but when I saw it, I was also 12, so, I mean...
It was terrifying. It was terrifying. That movie was scary. So,
yeah, it was when I was 12.
Yeah, and then CBS Films also got the rights to Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Those books from when we were little kids and we read them and they were terrifying.
Because my favorite one was pictures.
Those pictures were the worst.
Oh god!
Like the girl who had to wear a ribbon around her throat the entire time, and so when she took it off, her head fell off. Oh, that was terrifying.
So yeah. That was awful. And by the way, they got the rights, and they have I think they were playing around with a pitch that was given to them by the people that wrote Saw.
That would be terrifying. That would be absolutely disgustingly terrifying.
So we will see how that goes. But that's all of the news that I have for you today.
I don't have any news.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. You told me not to get any news, so I didn't get any news.
So check out our YouTube channel, PostGrad Games. You can type that right into the search bar, and we will pop up with a bunch of videos. We have so many videos now.
We have so many videos. We have like 28,000. We have like 28.
So yeah, check us out. And as always, you can follow me on Twitter, where I tweet things that get me punched in the face. And
you actually use your Twitter?
Of course I do.
I never tweet. I never ever tweet.
You should tweet.
I know I should tweet. I know I should tweet, but I forget to tweet, so I don't tweet. It's even on my phone. I have it linked to Cognitive Gamer. If I was a tweet, it would be. I have to. Yeah. I've been really busy. I'm planning to do a lot of things over winter break for our channel and for our podcast, and yeah. So
again, you can also follow him on Twitter at Cognitive Gamer, and hope that at some point in the next 100 years he tweets.
Yeah, I usually tweet when I do something on electricfeast.com or IGN.com. Electricfeast.com, I should be getting a review for Hobbit up next week because I'm going to the midnight premiere, and I think I'm going to write it in the same night because I'm an idiot, and yeah.
And we will also be holding a special podcast for specifically The Hobbit. So for all of you who are staying tuned to our podcast, you know that it usually comes out on Thursdays. This one is going to come out on Saturday, probably, if I can get the whole thing done by that point. So keep your ears and eyes out for that one, where we talk basically almost specifically about The Hobbit. So yeah, we will have a good time on that podcast. And we will also be having that one that the Cognitive Gamer mentioned, where it is a sort of halvesies podcast, which will come out later this coming week, or earlier this coming week. And that one will be about Old Boy, the remake, and Old Boy, the one that is the original from all the way in Asia and awesome places over there. So
Korea. It's from Korea.
But yeah,
probably South Korea.
It's a wonderful Korean film. So we will be talking about that, specifically about that. So we will not have a Netflix movie in the Hobbit one. So
right.
So yes, we'll be doing that. So remember that and keep up with us. And if you have any ideas, you're more than welcome to contact us through any means. If you want to suggest a movie for the Netflix movie Spotlight, totally not sponsored by Netflix yet, you can email us at postgradentertainment@gmail.com.
And please do. We love your feedback.
Yes, so. we really do. So until then, we will catch you later.
Adios, muchachos and muchachas.